Hello my friends, Caleb here, and in this video I'm going to show you the difference between Clear iOS apps and Google Play apps, which you can both access and install onto the Clear phone. We're going to talk about the differences between those and how to access each. Okay, so this is actually the home screen of the phone. As you see, I have some apps already installed. This would be after the initial setup of your phone, all right, what it could look like on the home screen of the device. And what we see mostly on my home screen here are Google app icons. Some of these are actually Clear iOS apps like my Facebook, I believe the Instagram is, the WhatsApp, the Facebook Messenger, Twitter. Some of these other ones are Google apps like my LastPass, for example, my Pandora, Evernote. You can customize your icons to have a different look. As you see, I have kind of like the Clear phone style apps for many of them because I thought they looked good, and then for ones I thought looked better as the other type of app, I just switched it to like the regular type of app. For example, if I hold this down, then click the edit button right there, so I can select those different type of apps. A lot of great customizability in this phone. I do have a Clear iOS app on here. This is Clear Web, which is the decentralized Clear browser that provides you with a superior level of protection when you're browsing the internet. So to access where you would get to the Clear apps and the Clear App Store, you would just swipe up from the bottom of the screen. The Clear logo in the middle gives you the Clear apps. So already the phone comes installed with Clear apps like the Clear Apps app, where you can go download more Clear iOS developed apps. You have the Clear Calendar, Clear Care, which is actually where you can get tech support, and you can even get them to take control of your phone in order to help you with any different issues you might ever have. And I've used it, it's very handy. And a number of other apps. Another one I really love called Clear Signal is your encrypted messenger that can communicate with people who are just doing SMS text messaging or using the regular Signal app, except for you have a higher level of encryption with this decentralized version of Signal, Clear Signal. So from here, one option that we have is to click Clear Apps. Now this opens up the app, and from here we can search, and as you see, there's already, when I press search, a list of apps you can go through, or you can search for different apps that you're familiar with, like Facebook, for example. And here's the Facebook app. I've already downloaded it. Ignore how it says unknown application here. That doesn't matter. As long as they're showing up in this search, they are Clear iOS developed apps. So you have Facebook, Twitter, oh, yep, Slack is on here. Oh, here's Twitter, WhatsApp. A lot of the different apps that are very popular already have Clear iOS versions. And the reason why you would want to use the Clear iOS version of an app rather than the Google version is because it's been developed specifically for this phone and operating system, so that's gonna perform better, but the phone is still going to protect you at the hardware level from using the Google developed apps that you would download directly from the Google Play Store. So there's no worries about that. It's mostly an issue of it could perform better if it's developed directly for the Clear iOS. That's why you would download some apps from here and download the ones you can from here, and then the ones you can't find on here that you would normally use, you can go to the Google Play Store. To download any of these apps, you would just click the down arrow next to the app in order to initiate the installation, and then it will show up in your apps. So now I'm just going to click the down arrow to back out of this. Click it again. Now apps that you download will end up showing up in this square icons, these 4 squares icon right here in this navigational menu. As you see, I have the complete list of all the apps that I've installed. But to get to the Google App Store, you click the G right here all the way on the left. So remember, the Clear iOS is actually a fork of the Android software, so it can run all of the Android apps and softwares flawlessly. So these are some of the Google apps that are already installed. You have the Maps, the Google app, the Google Calendar, Google Drive. But what we're going to focus on right now is going to the Play Store. Okay, and we're going to look at apps you can download. Any apps you download from the Play Store are going to be accessible in the list via this icon I just clicked again with the 4 squares. They end up showing up here. So go back to the G, click the Play Store, and just like you're familiar with on Androids, this is the Google Play Store. You can use the search up here. I had already searched for Vimeo earlier, which I downloaded. And you can get any type of apps that you need from here. Like I had to download my Tab Trader app, which is a great app for crypto charts and that you can get from the Google Play Store. And this is definitely an app I swear by, have been using for years, actually since 2015. Show you real quick by pressing the circle button is the home button, so that would back me out of the store. But basically any app you go to, just like you are on the Android, you would just click to install. This one I've already installed, and when you install it, it goes straight to your phone. Very straightforward. You're used to this, okay? This works just like what you're used to, but it's a decentralized phone that decentralizes your data and doesn't store it on the centralized servers of the evil companies like Google and Apple, okay? And it protects you from your data being accessed at all points of data connection, Wi-Fi or phone signal, no matter what carrier that you're using or what Wi-Fi that you tap into. This phone's protecting you, and the more that you use it, you'll see that, because it has a lot of times where it provides messages where it's saying that some type of data is trying to be accessed, but it's blocking it, and what do you want to do? And so it's really awesome. I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to go back to the home screen by pressing the circle, and just so you can see, all you have to do is press your finger down on the screen, and then you can click add icon, and then select any of the apps that you just added in order to put onto your home screen, so you can have the apps available that you want on that screen. Here's that Tab Trader app that I was telling you about. Gives you beautiful charts. Let's see, let's look at VLX. Here we go. Came up and hit the 200-day moving average. Beautiful charts. But that's not what this video is about. However, the screen of the 620, which is the Clear phone that we have right here, the highest model with the biggest screen, I believe it's about 7.12 inches big. This is a very large screen, and the graphics are really quite beautiful, and crypto charts are really quite nice on it. So let's go back to talking about the Clear apps again real quick, just for a moment. Clear logo right here gives us the Clear apps. And so the reason why you're going to really want to be excited about using these apps is they provide a lot of the same services that Apple and Google have, except for without the centralized aspects where you have to worry about the data that you generate being collected and used to be sold to the advertisers, or potentially being at risk of being accessed by hackers who might infiltrate their centralized data storage systems. You know, that includes apps like Signal, which is actually going to be more secure than the regular version of Signal, because when you use it between users, it obscures even the phone number. It only shows your decentralized ID. So this, and it encrypts the communications that happen between the two contact points. So it's a more ultimate version of Signal. Only available on this phone at this point. You have the decentralized Clear web browser, which is going to provide you with extra protection even beyond the hardware level. You have Clear Med, which is going to provide similar options to the health options that would be on the Apples and the Androids to track your health data, and also have frequency healing options, which is something that neither of those companies offer. But the nice thing about using this kind of service is you don't have to worry about your health data being collected on a centralized database and used against you somehow, someday. Because all the data that's generated by this phone is stored on a decentralized network using a blockchain encryption method called shard sharding, that uses a special blockchain encryption method. And the easy way for me to explain it is, envision that your data is like a pane of glass, and it gets shattered into a million pieces and then distributed into a million different directions. Well, in the case of this storage network, nodes, which are different phones, servers, and decentralized storage nodes that are on the network, all those bits and pieces are going to be randomly sent to all the different nodes, and the only way to decrypt that, which means to pull it all back together to be able to access the data, is to have the private key, which is generated with the phone when it's set up. So that means that the government or the hackers can't go to ask or try to infiltrate to access the data that a company's been collecting, like Apple or Google, because the companies would not even be able to provide it because it's not collecting on their centralized databases. Clear has actually no access to get the data on any of the individual users' phones. Company Clear does not actually have access to any of the data of the phones of its users because it doesn't have access to the private keys. The only way to gain access to your data is literally to have the private key and your fingerprint. So that's a lot different than your Google and Apple spy phones that you're used to. All right, and that's why that all of a sudden using apps like this becomes more realistic. You don't have to worry about, whatever photos that you collect on your phone. There's the Clear Photo app, so you don't have to be storing it with Google Photos or Apple Photos. Instead, you have the decentralized app on the decentralized phone. Now, it's not showing right here, but there's also a decentralized version of Find My iPhone or Find My Phone, like you would have on either the Google phones or Apple phones. Of course, when you use those, you're sharing your location data with those companies through your phones, which are tracking all the data, but you don't have that problem here with the Clear phone. So it's a much better experience. So that's basically the difference between the Clear iOS apps and the ones that are made specifically to be decentralized to provide a new higher level of service versus the Clear iOS apps, which are just versions of like Facebook and Twitter and the things you already use that are just designed or developed to work with this platform expressly. And then the difference between going to the Google store in order to get apps that you normally use that are not yet available on the Clear iOS store. So over time, you may check and find that some more of the apps that you're using that are generated from the Google store become available on the Clear iOS store. And so you can always switch it out at that time. But just wanted to show you guys just how easy it is to access these apps and what the differences are between them. And I really couldn't more highly recommend this phone now that I've had my phone number transferred into it for about a week now. I'm just really loving it. It's got so much more customizability and options than any phone that I've used before. It's very much like a computer in that aspect, and I'm liking it so much more than the iPhone, which I was a little scared how I would feel about it because I've been using the iPhone 7 Plus for so long, but this is leaps and bounds ahead of anything that was doing for me. It has incredible options, like with the display, for example. You can set it so that when it turns to the evening wherever you are, it will make the screen like infrared tone so that it doesn't disturb your sleep cycle. For example, like when the light from your phone has the stronger blue spectrum of colors and you're looking at it later into the evening, that can actually make it harder for you to get to sleep and get like the really good sleep that you need to get. And so instead, you have the phone turns it to more of like a red tone that comes out, and it's softer on your eyes. So that option is actually here. If we just go to settings, we go to display and night light. And I have it scheduled to turn on from sunset to sunrise. And as you can see right here, it says night light tints your screen amber. This makes it easier to look at your screen and read in dim light and may help you fall asleep more easily. Well, this is something I learned about quite a long time ago, and I know it definitely works. And I found that the newer PCs also have that option. I was just setting my laptops up with that the other day when I was exploring the display options. But Caleb right here Hope you enjoyed this training video real quick about the Clear iOS decentralized blockchain privacy phone, revolutionary technology. I definitely recommend that you take the time to learn more about this. In my post, I'm going to have a link. If you're finding this on Facebook or if you're finding this video on YouTube, look in the video description, and I'll have a handy website with more videos and information so that you can dig in, and feel free to reach out and contact me with your questions. I am more than happy to help. And stay blessed until next time, my friend.